Have you ever wondered why some kids often wheeze while they breathe? Well, you're not alone. Wheezing, a high-pitched whistling sound made while breathing, is a common symptom in children. But what causes it, and how does it affect a child's breathing? Wheezing is typically a sign that the small airways of the lungs are narrowing. This can make it harder for a child to breathe and may leave them feeling like they're gasping for air. It's a symptom that can be quite concerning, particularly for parents who are unsure of its cause. The good news is that understanding the reasons behind wheezing can aid in effectively managing and even treating the condition. This knowledge can serve as a powerful tool in ensuring the health and well-being of our children. So, let's delve into the various causes of kids wheezing, because when it comes to the health of our young ones, every piece of information counts. First off, we'll be looking at the immediate or one-time causes of wheezing. Let's dive straight in. The first immediate cause we're discussing is reactive airway disease. This condition is typically triggered by environmental factors such as sun exposure or the use of certain devices. In essence, the child's airways react to these stimuli, causing them to narrow and subsequently leading to wheezing. Next up, we have asthma. This is a chronic condition where the air passages in the lungs become narrow and inflamed, making it difficult for a child to breathe. Asthma can be triggered by a variety of factors, including allergens like dust or pollen, cold air, or even exercise. When these triggers are present, an asthmatic child may experience a wheezing episode. Speaking of exercise, let's talk about exercise-induced asthma. As the name suggests, this condition causes difficulty in breathing after physical activity. It's not the exercise itself that causes the wheezing, but rather the rapid breathing in and out during exercise that cools and dries the airways. This can trigger an inflammatory response, leading to wheezing and shortness of breath. Now, it's important to note that these are immediate causes, meaning they trigger wheezing episodes at the moment of exposure or shortly after. However, once the trigger is removed or the child is treated, the wheezing generally subsides. But what happens when the triggers are not immediately present or when the wheezing doesn't subside? That's when we move into the territory of persistent or recurrent causes, which we'll be delving into in our next segment. These immediate causes can trigger wheezing episodes in children, but what about the causes that persist or recur? Stay tuned as we explore this further in our journey to understand wheezing in kids. Now let's turn our attention to the causes of wheezing that persist or recur in children. First on our list is reactive airway disease. This isn't a one-time event. Sometimes triggers like sun exposure or the use of certain devices can cause a child's airways to react, leading to persistent wheezing. It's like a continuous loop. The trigger causes the reaction, which leads to wheezing, and the cycle continues unless the trigger is removed or managed. Next, we have hypersensitivity reactions and allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis. Now, these are specific to conditions like asthma or cystic fibrosis. Essentially, the child's immune system overreacts to certain allergens, causing inflammation and narrowing of the airways. This overreaction and inflammation can cause wheezing that keeps happening. Then we move to airway circulation issues. Think of the airways as a complex highway system. Now, if there's a roadblock or a detour, traffic gets jammed, right? Similarly, any problems in the proper flow of air passages can cause persistent wheezing. It's not just about the airways getting narrow, it's also about how smoothly the air can flow through them. Inhalation of gases or particles is another culprit. Breathing in harmful gases or particles can damage the airways, causing them to narrow and thus leading to wheezing. It's like a continuous assault on the airways, and the body responds by making it hard to breathe. And finally, we have increased pulmonary venous pressure. This is when there's high pressure in the veins connected to the lungs. It's kind of like trying to force too much water through a narrow pipe. The high pressure can cause the airways to narrow, leading to that characteristic wheezing sound. So, you see, persistent or recurrent wheezing isn't just about a one-time event. It's a continuous process, a result of ongoing issues that affect the child's airways and breathing. Each cause we discussed has a unique way of impacting the airways, but the end result is the same: a child who's struggling to breathe. But here's the thing: while wheezing can be alarming, understanding these causes can help. It's like solving a puzzle. Once you know what each piece represents, you can start to see the whole picture. And with that understanding comes the ability to better manage and potentially prevent persistent wheezing. Understanding these causes can help in diagnosing and managing wheezing in children. But how can we summarize all these causes? We've covered a lot of ground discussing the causes of wheezing in children. Now let's summarize. Diving into the immediate, one-time causes, we've explored how reactive airway disease can cause wheezing. Something as simple as being in the sun or using certain devices can trigger this condition. Asthma is another key player, a condition where air passages narrow, making breathing a challenge. Exercise-induced asthma is a specific type of asthma where physical activity leads to difficulty in breathing. Switching gears to persistent or recurrent causes, we revisited reactive airway disease, this time in a chronic context. The wheezing keeps happening, and it's crucial to manage this effectively. We also delved into hypersensitivity reactions, such as allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis, which are specific to conditions like asthma or cystic fibrosis. Next, we highlighted the issues associated with airway circulation. Problems in the proper flow of air passages can lead to persistent wheezing. The inhalation of harmful gases or particles can also be a contributing factor. Finally, we touched on increased pulmonary venous pressure, where high pressure in the veins connected to the lungs can cause wheezing. Understanding these causes is not just about knowing what's happening. It's about effective management and treatment. It's about recognizing triggers and seeking appropriate medical help when needed. It's about providing supportive care at home, like ensuring clean air and a smoke-free environment. It's about regular checkups and following treatment plans. But it's also about patience and empathy. Remember, it's not easy for a child to struggle with their breathing. Encourage them, support them, and help them lead a normal, active life despite their condition. So, in summary, wheezing in children can be caused by a plethora of factors, from one-time triggers to recurrent health issues. By understanding these causes, we can help our children breathe easier and live healthier. Wheezing in children is a common issue, but it's not insurmountable. We've journeyed together through the maze of understanding the causes of wheezing in children, both immediate and persistent. From reactive airway disease triggered by the sun or certain devices, to the narrow, difficult passages of asthma, each cause is a thread in the intricate tapestry of our children's respiratory health. We've also delved into the realm of exercise-induced asthma, where physical activities can sometimes become a challenging hurdle. And we've explored the persistent or recurring causes, like problems in airway circulation, inhalation of harmful gases or particles, and the high pressure in the veins connected to the lungs. Each of these issues is a piece of the puzzle that, when put together, provides a clearer picture of why our children might be wheezing. It's not just about identifying the causes, but also about understanding them, because knowledge is the first step towards action. Now, armed with this understanding, we're better equipped to navigate the path to healthier, easier breathing for our children. But remember, this journey isn't one we should take alone. Sharing is caring, so why not share this video with others who might benefit from this information? There's no knowing how many lives could be positively impacted with just a simple click. And if you're concerned about your child's wheezing, don't hesitate to consult a healthcare professional. They can provide you with tailored advice and treatment options. After all, our children's health is our top priority, and we're all in this together. As we draw this discussion to a close, I want to leave you with a thought. The health of our children's airways might seem like a complex, daunting topic, but it's one we can tackle with understanding, care, and collaboration. Because when it comes to our children's health, every little step counts. Remember, every breath counts. Let's help our children breathe easier. Thank you for watching.